Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the most expensive units in every Total War game. We'll be focusing only on land units and basing everything on their cost in custom battles. Without wasting any time, let's dive straight into it. Starting with Rome Total War, the most expensive unit in the entire game is the Armored Elephants, fielded by the Seleucids. At almost 3000 denarii, these beasts can be devastating, with even more defense and armor than regular war elephants. But what if we ignore elephant units in this ranking? In that case, it's a tie between two powerful general units, the Persian general's bodyguard from the Alexander campaign and the Sassanid Klebenari immortals from the Barbarian invasion campaign. Both cost 1700 denarii, and while there's a huge gap compared to the elephants, these elite chariot and cavalry units still boast excellent stats, making them the most expensive non-elephant units in Rome Total War. Moving on to Medieval II, the most expensive unit is once again an elephant, the elephant artillery used by the Timurids. At 2750 florins, it combines long-range cannon fire with devastating elephant charges, making it a major reason why the Timurids are so dangerous in the campaign. Excluding elephants, the next in line is the monster bombard at 1900 florins, a giant siege weapon used by the Turks and Timurids that is slow but very powerful, especially against walls. If we then also ignore siege units, the most expensive field troops are the marshals of the Templars and Hospitallers. Each cost 1450 florins and they lead the Crusader armies as elite cavalry. From medieval knights and elephants we shift to gunpowder warfare and Empire Total War. Sitting alone at the top is the elite Swiss Guard at 1330. This powerful line infantry stands out with excellent accuracy and the best melee stats of any guard unit. If we move to Napoleon, the top spot goes to the Grand Battery of the Convention, costing 2490. This unique unit fields twice as many cannons as all other artillery, delivering devastating firepower and essentially functioning as two units in one. If we exclude artillery, the Old Guard takes the lead at 1290, Napoleon's legendary heavy infantry, combining excellent shooting, melee strength and morale. So in both games, it's France that fields the most expensive troops on the battlefield. Now we will head east to feudal Japan in Total War Shogun II. Here the most expensive units are the Hojo fire rockets and Hojo hand mortars, both at 1900. The rockets can be useful with some luck, but interestingly enough, the hand mortars are widely regarded as one of the worst units in the game. Excluding artillery, Hanzo Shadows come in at 1800, elite stealth hero units with strong melee and ambush abilities. In Fall of the Samurai, the Gatling guns lead at 1700, offering brutal suppressive fire. Without artillery, it's a Yukitai at 1500, essentially an upgraded sharpshooter unit with strong accuracy and stealth capabilities fielded by the Josei. Moving back to Roman times in Total War Rome II, we also move back to a familiar unit, as the priciest unit here is once again the Indian Armored Elephants, this time costing 2100 denarii and fielded by the Seleucids and Bactria. Excluding elephants, the next in line is the large or heavy onager, priced almost 1800 denarii. These are the largest siege weapons in the game. Ignoring both elephants and siege units, the most expensive field unit is the Gian Aspar, elite cavalry of the Sassanids in the Empire Divided campaign, which boasts extremely high armor. Moving forward a few decades to Total War Attila, once again the armored Indian elephants take the top spot, this time fielded by the Sassanids. Excluding elephants, the priciest unit is the Sassanid large onager, which has higher rate of fire than regular onagers. Without elephants or siege units, the most expensive field unit is the Sarmatian Cataphract Lancers, a hybrid between shock and melee cavalry of the Alans. Now we head into fantasy in the original Total War Warhammer. The Wood of Lord Duathu is the most expensive here, costing almost 3000 gold in custom battles. This legendary treeman with access to spells is a force to be reckoned with. Excluding lords and heroes, the top spot is shared by three large monsters, the Arachnarok Queen fielded by the Greenskins, the War Mammoth with a War Shrine, and Soul Crusher, the legendary War Mammoth, both used by Norska. Each of these beasts costs 2400 gold. The large spider is very tanky with extremely high armor, and the mammoths are both extremely deadly on the charge. In the sequel Warhammer II, all these units were toppled from the top, especially by one of the most powerful and iconic units in the game, and that is the Shredder of Lustria, the Regiment of Renown version of the Dread Saurian. While its size is also its weakness, this beast can destroy entire regiments if managed correctly. A cohort of skinks even fires down onto enemies from its back. With a cost of 3700 gold, this is by far the priciest unit in the game. Moving back to realistic medieval times in Thrones of Britannia, the top spot is shared by 3 units at 1200 gold. The Danelaw Huscarls, used by the Great Viking Army factions, are heavily armored infantry with great attack and an excellent charge bonus. They are similar to the mailed Huscarls, also costing 1200 gold and fielded by the Norse. The last contender is the Norman Miles, fielded by the Normans, which is the strongest cavalry unit in the game. After thrones, we move to ancient China in Total War III Kingdoms. Here the top spot is taken by just one unit. Xiongnu cataphracts are the priciest unit in the game, costing 1350 gold. These elite Hunnic cavalry are available to multiple factions, and while they lack speed, they make up for it with heavy armor and strong charge damage. In the right hands, they can break through enemy lines and dominate extended cavalry engagement as well. Let's move to Greece in Total War Saga Troy. Officially the top spot is shared by all three monsters from the Mythos expansion, the Hydra, the Griffin and Cerberus, each costing 2500 gold. Since Mythos is built around these mythical beasts, it's no surprise that they top the list. Ignoring monsters, the most expensive unit is actually the hero Achilles, at nearly 2000 gold, known for being the game's strongest melee specialist. If we exclude heroes as well, Hector's Chosen takes the crown, a powerful sword and shield unit available only to Hector of Troy. Let's return to fantasy in Total War Warhammer III. The most expensive unit overall is actually Be'lakor, the Dark Demon Prince himself, at a staggering 4462 gold. As a powerful flying spellcaster and melee fighter, he's the ultimate lord available to both the demons and warriors of chaos in custom battles. If we exclude lords and heroes, the Shredder of Lustria still holds the crown from Warhammer II, costing 3700 gold and fielded by the Lizardmen. And this also means that this is the most expensive unit in Total War history. If we only consider new Warhammer 3 units, the Thunder Barge stands out, the massive dwarf airship costing 3400 gold, bringing devastating firepower from above. Finally, let's move to the Bronze Age in Total War Pharaoh. In the base game, the most expensive unit is the Royal Hittite Chariots, costing 1750 gold and available to all factions once they become High King. These elite melee chariots are deadly on the charge and surprisingly durable. If we ignore chariots, lords and heroes, the Pharaoh Guard takes the top spot at 1450, an elite ex-infantry unit available to the Pharaoh, which is extremely powerful, especially while flanking. In the Dynasties expansion, however, new units rise to the top. The Great Mitanni chariots are the most expensive. These bow chariots cost 1800 gold and can be fielded by the Babylonian factions. If we exclude chariots again, the Azur Horsemasters claim the crown at 1750 gold. Fast Khopesh armed cavalry, ideal for flanking and chasing down enemies. These are also available to the Babylonian factions. And that brings us to the end of the list. Did you expect these units or were there some surprises? Please do let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching and until next time.